And welcome back, everybody, to the 2025 Pan Am Open Snooker Championships here at the Arian Snooker Club in Sacramento, California. We've got the owner and operator of this lovely club, Abdul Razak, taking on Omid Arian. So it looks like Abdul got in first, made a little six. Ran a little bit out of position, so now he's got to run and hide. It's David Burney in the booth. We are on the PAPSA YouTube channel. Feel free to chime in with any of your comments or questions. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Snooker is played in over 100 countries. And Omid, just a bit of fortune there. As the red has found the bottom of the pocket, but just be rolling up to the yellow. These are best of 5 round robin matches. See, there's been a few no-shows that have not shown up for the tournament. So unfortunately, when there's groups of 3, they will be playing best of 7s. But everyone is in this group and accounted for. It's going to be a tough one. Noel Rodriguez from Brazil, yesterday's runner-up in the senior side. Probably going to be the man to beat in this group, but 2 players do move on from each group, creating a 32-player knockout. That will commence on Friday afternoon. Abdul tried that long red, unsuccessful, and he's sold out. So Omid has got a good opportunity. Can he capitalize? Playing that brown with a little bit of safe. Yellow was there to bring his cue ball back down to the top end of the table. A little unfortunate that pink and black are relatively safe on the right side and left side of the table. Good morning, Vineet Desani. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you and the boys are enjoying the great snooker action here from Sacramento. Not sure if you tuned in to a match we had a few days ago when I had the fortunate pleasure of having Ajay Pradhakar, the president of PAPSA. He's told me that obviously we have the open and the seniors part of this tournament, and they're looking next year to develop a junior side. As Vineet, I've been telling the gang down here of young Rian. They were happy to see that there's a good junior contingent up in Vancouver, British Columbia. That's not Omid's favorite shot. Both these players love to get that black or pink back on its spot. Blue's not a bad option, but you really can prolifically score with that black ball. Yeah, Vineet, nothing's been said in stone right now about the junior side of the tournament, but things are looking promising. Things maybe could be promising of bringing this great tournament to the Great White North into Vancouver, British Columbia. But a lot of work has got to be done to make that happen. definitely we will see as all these players throughout the Pan American region are getting great opportunities to play high-level tournaments. It's a nice screen there by Abdul. Hopefully he can switch on player. He's been, for the senior side in the beginning parts of this tournament, he's been room owner, dealing with a lot of concerns that players and staff has. But now he's got to put that aside, and he's a player, not an owner of a club. Like Abdul's demeanor, he's not really rushing things, taking everything with care, which you need to do. Very nicely cued there by Abdul. He got into his cue ball to draw back nicely to be on the right side of the blue. 11 break. Kind of unfortunate, this cue ball and red ball kind of hugged each other, held each other's hand as they scooched down, and left a easy red. Looks like it does have the path to the potting angle for this red, going by the red into the top right corner. You're just trying to force that one in just a bit too much. But Omid has an angle on this red. It's by the pink. He's really going to have to pull a deep screw if he wants to get back for the blue. Yeah. I don't know if I like that shot selection. But Omid knows his abilities better than I do. It's one thing you got to know what your high percentage shots are and take those. And if it's a low percent shot, just opt for the safety shot instead. So maybe a slight advantage to Abdul here in this match, as this is his room. So he probably knows these tables inside and out. It's just the first frame, a best of 5. That's what we're playing in the round robin phase. 22-6 advantage for Abdul Razak. long run. He's got yellow in the right middle. Nice little nudge. Again, it's a tougher shot. That red in the middle of 3, as you see there. This gives him the natural angle for the blue. The easier shot is the red by the pink spot. He's going to have to do something with his cue ball to get on a color. Nice long blue to keep the break going. Needed a good recovery shot there. Both players look like they bought their potting boots. Both put in some nice long reds. Unfortunately, the break building hasn't been to a high standard. It's kind of a sparring match, but we'll see what Omid can do here. It's a nice long red followed by a nice long yellow. Unfortunately, the blue has gone up into the D. It's pink and black, relatively safe on opposing side cushions. Omid just trying to kick out that pink. Unsuccessful. Be a little nervy, both these players. This is their first match of the tournament. They weren't able to get warmed up, a little young to play in the seniors. Going to bring the pink in a little bit more favorable of a potting position, and there is an angle to stun down off this red that Omid is on. Selecting the easier red into the right middle. there, made it a little bit more difficult. Sometimes you got to take a little tougher red to gain position and keep the break going. Omid always did have that red into the right middle, so he elected to take it first, and unfortunately broke down on the pink. That could be a costly mistake there for Abdul. Missed the pot and he's brought the black out. Good angle to get up to that black into the left middle. Just queuing over that brown. Always an element of difficulty with that. Oh, where's that cue ball headed? It's okay. It's close to going into that yellow pocket. So, messy little frame right here. Three reds, all on separate cushions pretty much. Abdul would be tempted with the double with this red by the black. Ambidextrous there, using his opposite hand. Might be okay. It might be a tempter there for Abdul. Certainly one of the longest reds on the table. Just has to contend with this yellow. This other red, he's got to contend with the brown, but he could get behind the green. Hit the path just a little pacey, but still decent cue ball. Be forcing Abdul to put his bridge hand on the cushion. You always like to get that flat palm of the hand on the bed of the table, just increases the stability. Around for a triple. No. Oh, might get a flick. Oh, that's okay. That's a good shot. Definitely sun into this yellow. Hopefully hold for that red. That same pocket where he put that thin red in. Ooh, kind of jabbed at it a little bit, actually. You want a nice smooth follow through. Don't want to be jabbing at it. More often than not, you're not going to get the result that you're intending. So 20-point advantage, 43 on the table for Abdul Razak. He's been a great host here at the RNN Snooker Club in Sacramento. It's the capital of California. Very majestic government buildings here. Oh, this white ball might be finding the bottom. Oh, it's very close. I don't mind the aggressive nature that Ahmed took there, trying to get the green into the bottom of the pocket. Obviously, getting onto a potable position for this final red was going to be very difficult, but at least he gets a few points and he's at control of the table. Decent effort there by Ahmed, but unfortunately he's left a long but thin cut into this yellow pocket with the red for Abdul. Well, 20 in it. After this color goes down, if he elects, green is there. He's got a 20-point advantage with 27 on, and there is not a color on its spot. Yeah, Abdul just needs yellow and green. He's going to be tempted with this thin cut to the top left corner, or come off the left side of the yellow and snuggle behind the black. We went for the pot. Don't mind the aggressiveness on this first frame. The best of five, you got a little bit of a leeway. So 5 points on the table. Ahmed can run the table. Some clearance to take this first frame. And you got to start with a green. Black was the only one that was really going to be tough for him. So everything was open. He'd have to run around the table a lot. But this green frame ball for Abdul doesn't seem like he refuses a lot. It's going to come down nicely for a brown into the right middle bag. Where the blue is, he just needs to put all his concentration on this. Shouldn't snooker himself on the blue. This brown, when this brown goes in, but it is a little bit tricky. Surprising the nap just didn't pull that down a little bit. Seemed like he had the right pace. Abdul going for the jugular there, trying to kill out this frame sooner than later. He just ran on a bit too far, didn't get the snooker. Yeah, very dangerous cutting that thin. Blue is right by the pocket. Cannot afford to give away that 5-point foul. We'll put Omid right back into this first frame. Big brown. If that brown went down, I don't see Omid coming back to the table. And definitely how the blue is right there. Just sitting, waiting for someone to take the brown down so they can have a nice blue. Oh, here's a shot. Well played. Nicely done. In these situations in the round robin, they are playing 4 attempts, 3 putbacks when there's no referee present. Oh, what a hit this will be. What a hit that was. Unbelievable. Just when Omid put a phenomenal snooker on his opponent, Abdul comes back and gets out of it relatively easy. 4 attempts, 3 putbacks. Still trying to snooker him again. See, just catching that shot there. Still came out and just hit that object brown ball right in the face. Oh, did he get fortunate there? That brown ball was coming back down. So could be a costly miss-high by Omid Abdul with this brown for the first frame. Best of 5 round robin match. Big shot. Just popped up a little too soon on it. I can see his frustration as he almost smacked his cue down on the table. Needs to pull up. Needs to pull up. Okay, it's just all right and actually beautifully done. First one said it looked like that cue ball might be going towards the blue. And doesn't want to knock it in, but it's come up nicely for a snooker. This is a tough bit of work here for Abdul to get out of. It's not a miss. These are snookers that are required. That was the snooker that Omid needed now. Just trailing by 21 points. That brown just might be able to pass the black. It's really close. Just correcting the scoreboard here. Over the top it should read 38-17. Trying to figure out over there how they've got it. It's game on. Maud wanted to create some distance. He'd take off cushion first, the top cushion kick into the brown, but that always has threat of danger. So just make sure of the brown. Had a little tit for tat here. Only 4 pockets really available for this brown. Might be potential, maybe 3 cushions. Go into the right middle. the snooker. Now he's going to have to get a snooker back because he's committed a 4-point foul. Yeah, if he has the left side of that red, or brown I should say, I'm not colorblind. Something that you do have to let the officials know in getting into a tournament. You have told them and produced a doctor's note that you are colorblind. So a lot of the change happens is some people that have that affliction cannot differentiate between brown and red. But it must be mentioned beforehand. Can't just be in the middle of a match and then hit a brown when you're supposed to hit a red and turn to your opponent or the referee and say, I'm colorblind. Mid was trying for that pot. Great opportunity now for Abdul. It's a mid-range shot. Just a little bit of the pink in the eye line, but doesn't need to worry about that too much. I just can't believe it. He's got the frame right there in his hands. Well, he's a little fortunate that he's got a half-ball snooker, but you'd rather have that brown in the pocket. Winning line for this first frame is so close for Abdul. Can just taste it. Just can't get over the line just yet. Mid trying to get the snooker behind the pink. Unsuccessful there. Would like to get that brown and keep it up table. The top cushions are blocked by black and blue. Tactical battle here. Abdul trying to force his opponent to make a mistake and give him another chance. He's had his chances in this first frame to bury that brown and grab the frame. Certainly edgy and close there. Almost put that brown into the black. Slam that brown into the green pocket. Almost bounced out and went into the left corner or middle pocket. Great to see the Holoida clan is tuning into the stream. That's the way you do it. Abdul, he didn't want a straight on shot. He needed a little tic-tac-toe. Blue to definitely stop his opponent. Oh, missed that. Just looking at the score, he's going to play on. Yes, Katarina. It is David Burney in the booth. Always great to see your son Daniel into the room. Full of smiles off the table, but fierce determination when he's off. Hopefully someday I can get out to Daniel's native country of Poland. My dear friend in the film community, the great David Lynch, passed away this year, and he was in Łódź, Poland, and took some great photos of some old factories over there, and it's inspired me to get over there at some point. Right now we're in Sacramento, California, the 2025 Pan Am Open Snooker Championship. Thank you very much for the welcome invitation, Katarina. Hopefully I can get over there sooner than later. That's a great long blue by Abdul. This should seize the frame. Obviously the print would make it a done deal. I don't think Mid is going to come back to the table, so this looks good for Abdul Razak, the owner of the Aryan Snooker Club, is where we're at. Oh, he goes off on the pink. But no harm, no foul. So that's a concession there. So Abdul Razak takes this first frame of a best of 5. We'll step aside and come right back with frame 2. Welcome back. Abdul Razak set to break us off and get frame 2 underway. Let's see if Omid Arayan can bounce back and get his first frame of the match on the board. Yeah, it wasn't stellar stuff. I think both the players are faltering a little bit. Definitely, they can play a lot better, but it's a lot of pressure in a big tournament like this as well. It's their first match of the day, so maybe a little butterflies in the belly. I think they've dusted off the cobwebs and are ready to give us a good match. Good angle on this red to come up for blue. And Abdul's in first. How's he feeling? He's feeling adventurous here. Smash the blue into the right middle and open up those reds, make full contact, full in the face on the pink. And he tried to go in and just sailed left of the pink. Fortunately, it doesn't have another red on. If you're wondering about any of your other favorite players, check out cloudsnooker.com. Cloudsnooker.com has the live scoring app, because all these tables are fitted with tablets and the players are keeping the score as it happens. As you can see, his results are up there as well. So your favorite player is in the group stage, as it's just day 1 of the open side of the 2025 Pan American Snooker Championship. It's a nice safety shot. There is that one red. It's definitely a potable position for Omid, and he was going for it. So it's not a thin cut like that red just below the green. Another mid-range, but it's been successful. Potted it with authority. Maybe played a little bit more difficult red. Sometimes you see that. As now he's got the blue. Just can gently roll into it. Should have the red below the green into the green pocket. But as you can see from that picture, that's some awkward bridging that Abdul has. Held his concentration well. compact it goes. So looks like probably a safety shot here for Omid. I think he's left a pathway for this red. Yep, to the left middle. Could be a big mistake there. And the PAPSA organization has been around for 20 years. We're celebrating the 20-year anniversary, so come on down and see us. I'm pretty sure there'll be great celebrations Sunday night. We'll be crowning the champion. They'll be getting a 2-year card. As I said, the 20th anniversary of the Pan American Billiards and Snooker Association. We're in Sacramento, California at the Ariane Snooker Club. Abdul Razak, who's at the table, is the owner-operator of these wonderful facilities. Tables are playing really well. The one gripe is Mother Nature moved her head into the tournaments and brought some hot temperatures, and the air conditioning wasn't agreeing with the building. They had some falters, but things are now dialed in, and hopefully players can be a little bit more comfortable. As we've seen on an earlier match, the two players were wearing polo shirts. Tournament director Kevin Patrick has allowed it just because of the extreme hot temperatures. Because once you start playing under the hot lights and the pressure of playing, you can overheat quite easily. Yeah, he's got a red, but nice effort to try and clip in that red. Played it with an element of safe. Abdul does have that open red there. Play a shot to nothing as well. Omid has a bit of a chance. That red just right by the top right corner pocket. Is there a pathway for that red that's closest to his cue ball to come right into our living room there? It doesn't go, so playing this red into the yellow pocket. Almost fluked that red in the left middle. So we're just going to get a special guest to come in and provide some great analysis, great player of the game. He's got a lot of history. His father was the Silver Fox, the great David Taylor. Bringing it into the booth. It's just getting all dialed in. And good day, Darren Taylor. How are you doing?
Good, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for joining us in the booth.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Always looking forward to your expert analysis.
I can't promise anything. I've actually played one of these players at the other club. And like anything with a lot of these guys that you watch, I just said it to one of the guys. It's like they can all play, just whether or not you can do it under pressure. You know, when you get them on the practice table, they plot them all over the place. That's a good shot. It's a little bit of a kiss. It's not too bad. And you know, these are the situations here where they're in, and you'd expect to make something. Balls are all open, nothing really stopping him.
Just the old brain box.
Sorry?
Just the old brain box is stopping him.
Well, this shot in particular is actually difficult to control. So he's played the right shot to play up for the blue. A lot of people would try and hold for the black. You're never going to be able to hold it. He's played the right shot there. It's a good sign. And this is not as easy as it looks to finish absolutely plumb on a red. So he's just getting down and hitting this. So let's see what he does. Yeah, I think a little bit more of an assessment. I mean, he finished perfect anyway. Played it in the right way. Just again pressure. On the practice table, he knocked that in all day long. But I've played this guy, Ahmed. Yeah, I've played him in practice. Yeah, he can play. As you can see, I mean, that's a good, skillful shot there. And now he's in. I mean, he's going to have to play a little cannon on those reds near the pink, but otherwise he's going to take these 4 reds, you would think. It's funny, that's a loose shot. Okay, he should have finished. The red-black doesn't go into the other pocket, so he had to finish high on these 2 reds so he can get for the black into the same pocket. These are the kind of small little things that at this level they should be, you know, you've got to try and improve and get right. But now he's got to play, as you can see here, he's lost position because he didn't finish the right angle. It's pretty poor, really. He's got 4 reds, 4 blacks there for the taking, but you know, recovers. You know, now he's sending the cue ball around the table. Brown's available, so it's fairly straightforward. He can just cut this in. Doesn't really need to think about the cue ball control, but he can just then cut this in. Oh, he's going to play the one into the centre pocket. Missed it by a long way. Just poor control on the second shot, really, more than anything else. But you know, I can see there's some good players here. Definitely very capable players. But it's the P word, you know, it's just the pressure that they're putting on themselves, really. So you've got, what's he got here? Oh, it went into the centre pocket. Again, lost control of the cue ball. When you're watching top level professional players, you know, they're not doing that. They're keeping control of the cue ball. Fair enough, the cloths are very slick. But he's potted that. So he's, again, great opportunity now. It's just those 2 awkward reds by the pink, but otherwise, I mean, with the pockets are generous here, so that red on the bulk, on the bottom cushion at the top of the screen is very, very potable. Just leave an angle on this brown, don't do anything Just leave an angle on the brown and just pot that red along the cushion. There you go. That shows the man can play. So
Well, it is his room, so he's got a lot of practice in here, Abdul.
yeah, it's
How are the tables playing? You were playing in the senior side, and you're also playing in the open side, but I believe you have a day off today?
I do, yeah. I mean, this is, like you say, this is his room. Why would you not go for that shot? That's very, very potable. And now you've left an opportunity. That's... In practice, he'd go for that, you know. I beggar's belief, to be honest with you. But why would you not go for it and leave your opponent an opportunity? I expect him to pot this, but no. Again, pressure. You saw the Q action go there. And again, I've played him in the other club and plays really well. Plays solid. So yeah, both players. Maybe because they know each other, a bit more pressure. But yeah, I've got a day off today for my sins. I can just relax. But you've been working hard on the commentary, always looking smart. Not as smart as me today.
Well, there has been some warm temperature here in Sacramento.
I think it's definitely been a challenge for a lot of players, and you know, thankfully the dress code has been downgraded, so it's going to make people feel a bit more comfortable. You know, playing in the heat, cue gets sticky, palms get sticky, especially when you've got a bit of adrenaline going as well. So, but I mean, this could actually be quite a decent frame that decent match as it progresses. Yeah. Yeah, this could be quite telling. Nothing really in it. 20-something points with 3 reds left on the table. I think for you know, a lot of people playing snooker, I think what's really important is to come to these tournaments, and a lot of people come to these tournaments knowing they're not going to do anything, they're not going to win. But that's okay. You come and you learn and you find out your weaknesses under pressure, and then you work on that.
Yes, I know on the senior side you did have a match against Igor Figueiredo. Did you learn much from him?
I always learn from playing Igor. You know, you realise how. I mean, for me, his standard. There's quite a few players that are very, very capable, and they're all very, very similar levels. Some slightly better than others. I just feel he's just on a different level, you know. And he's won the World Seniors, which is an incredible feat in itself. And he's been there and he's proved himself on an international stage. So, and for me, he was favourite to win the seniors. He's favourite to win this. That doesn't mean he's not beatable, because he is. You know, if you can lose frames, it means you're beatable. But if you're going to beat him, you've got to score when you get chances. You are going to get chances, but you've got to score heavy. And if you're not scoring heavy, you know, you deserve to get punished. But yeah, in terms of learning from him, you've got to play good, hard match play snooker and score when you get chances. Create the chances. You're not going to get given many chances. He started to miss against me, you know, but you know, you don't. If you're not making the most of your opportunities, then my feeling is, as long as I've tried my hardest, that's most most important for me.
Yeah,
I can't be disappointed.
there's something to play when, you know, if you just come against a tougher opponent, it's not that bad to take the loss. It's when you make those unforced errors, that's when you really beat yourself up.
Yeah, but I think when you are against a tougher opponent, you can't think, oh, I'm up against a tougher opponent, I'm going to lose this. You've got to be like, no, I can win this. You know, I'm capable of taking frames in one visit, so why not? You've got to believe you can win, otherwise what's the point in playing? And I genuinely believed I could beat him if I get my A game together, but it didn't happen. So there's nothing worse than I think than a player folding against another player, just accepting the fact that, oh, he's better than me, so I'm going to get beat. That's not necessarily always the case. I remember a guy from our club back in Bournemouth who was okay, he was a good club player, but he played Andrew Norman when Andrew Norman was at his best, and he says, oh, I've got Andrew Norman, and everybody's like, oh, well, you're going to get beat. And he ended up beating Andrew Norman quite convincingly and came off a total shock. Anybody can be beaten, especially in short matches. And even if it's best of 7, it's still a short match. Those frames. See, again, even the brown. Okay, green and brown are difficult, and green to brown is going to be difficult. But an opportunity here to get. He's got to get kind of. Yeah, he can't get low on the pink, on the yellow. So, green's potable, brown's potable. Just very difficult position. If you're right behind them, they're okay, but difficult to get from green to brown. He's got to get perfect angle. So this requires a great positional shot here. Just awkward queuing where the green is. Yeah, it was just awkward. Made the pot that much harder. I think he might have got the snooker though. He has. But this could be interesting because getting out the snooker he could bring the brown into play. Snooker's not that difficult. He's going to go behind the brown, so it's probably not going to come into play. Oh, there you go. Well, I wouldn't be putting that back. I would not be putting that back if I was Omid. Not because now you've got the brown into play, just play a good safety shot. This is going to be a mistake if he puts it back. Yeah, he's opted to put it back. That's a mistake. I don't know why you do that. Because you're not going to get them in exactly the same position, because I can guarantee they didn't really check it. He assumed he'd get out of it. Brown's further off the cushion. I think he's going to go another way anyway, 2 cushion maybe. Yeah, he's going to go the other way because the shot. He's not left a shot on now. Now that the brown's gone over the side, this is what I don't like. It's automatic. Let's play the miss. They don't think, well, could it create a better opportunity? They just like want to take the miss, I just don't get it. The brown was in a perfect position that if you get on that green, and you're perfect to screw back. Blue's next, brown's next to the blue. Chance you could win the frame. This can go wrong for him now. Played the same shot. I had to play the 2 cushion for me. But again, it's the brown's right next to the green. So when you do get on the green, you can just play a good safety shot. It's a 3 miss rule.
It's 4 attempts.
4 attempts, so 3 putbacks. He's got to play 2 cushions. Has to play 2 cushions. He's playing 1 cushion, and it can go wrong, so you can go around the back of it. It's got to play 2 cushions. Play 1 cushion again. Hit it again. Missed it again. 2 cushions, I think it was unmissable, but now he's got a chance. Brown's an open play. And he can screw this in and get on the green. See if he takes it. Level playing field now though. Always think these frames are pivotal in a best of 5.
True.
1 all, you'd be happy with that. 2 down in a best of 5, guy only needs 1 more.
We do have the 2023 U.S. National Champion in the booth, Darren Taylor. So the chat is active in the stream. So if you have any questions for him, I'm pretty sure he'd be happy to answer any.
Absolutely.
You come to us from down in Arizona. How's the snooker scene down there?
Snooker scene's great. We don't have many players. We've got Rich Lund coming from Arizona. But we've got some really good players down in Arizona. especially Romil. Everybody knows Romil Azamat, quality snooker player. I'm just always fortunate to know him and for the work that he's done to increase snooker in Arizona. He's opened a, for me, it's an incredible academy. It's the best conditions to play in. Tight tables, very difficult, but great practice as well, because you can practice against Romil. I practice a lot against Bahadur as well, who didn't make it over here. But lucky to have these guys to play against. There's Mustafa as well down there. That we're the sort of guys that practice regularly together. So snooker scene's good. Start is solid. Well, here we go. Here's your chance. Here's your chance. If he's got a slight angle, he might be able to screw in and develop the green. But and if he goes around the back of it, he could still be on it. But if he's got a slight angle, stretching a little bit. Well, he's on it. Did have the angle. Just didn't quite get into the cue ball enough. Well, he's elected to play the safety shot. Don't blame him for that, really. So still anybody's game. Oh, not sure about that shot. But it's worked out. I think he might have left a thin cut, but that was a poor safety shot. Had to get the green safe. Forget about the white. He's got away with it. Yeah, he's got away with it. Find himself in a snooker here behind the pink. Ooh, just. Right, this is a difficult snooker to get out of. This is actually a difficult snooker to get out of. He's only just got the snooker. He's been really, really fortunate, but with the brown being where it is, the black being where it is, this is a difficult one. This is not easy. This could end up being snookers required.
There also is the concession ruling when they're on the colors. If there's 4 or more snookers required,
Right.
then it is a concession.
He's got the angle to just miss the brown. Oh, he's got it. He just had the angle. But now opportunity for me to just take this frame, level the score at 1 apiece. Like I said, should be a good match this. He's got to take this on for sure. Oh, surprised. So surprised. Why would you not go for that? Why?
Shots are easy in the commentary booth. Always tough when you got the hand on
But
the
I mean,
table.
it's not necessarily that it was an easy pot. It wasn't an easy pot, but you still have to go for that. You've got an opportunity to try and win the frame. And all of a sudden he could have been in a snooker situation if he gets it tight behind the black. What would you prefer? That's the question. Would you prefer to have a chance to go at a pot or be behind the black in the next shot? But again, he's got an opportunity to pot a ball here, and this is, in my opinion, this is harder than the other one. So, but he'll go for this. He's got to go for this. There you go. Why would you not go for the other one? He hasn't left it up. It's going to go safe.
Yeah, just
How many
15
people
in
we
it.
got watching?
Oh, we've got about 47 viewers tuning in.
That's good.
Up and down.
Nice.
It's just day one of the 2025 Pan American Open Snooker Championship, so lots of snooker ahead of us.
I think what's great is, I mean, I last saw Igor 6 years ago, and I always go on about the snooker family. Doesn't matter how long it's been. Everybody's all good friends, fight hard on the table and good friends afterwards. This is fluke. This it's gone in. No. Well, this could be it then.
It's kind of like a rugby fraternity, you know, you battle hard, blood, sweat and tears on the pitch, but then when you come off, you're sharing a cold drink with your opponent.
True, but snooker's a man's game. You don't have got many splinters in your chin from rugby.
True, is that what your dad taught you?
So, yeah, Mike Collier, I haven't seen him for 6 years. Great to see him again. Victor Sarkis, that's good. So he's leveled the match. Lucky for him though. Could have gone the other way.
Yeah, Mid was just struggling with a bit of form in the first frame, so looks like maybe.
But you can see now he's relaxed. He's won the match. He can pop balls. This guy. I've played against him. He can pop balls. But it's just that added pressure of playing in a match. That see, that's a tough part. He's not missing. But there's no pressure on these balls. Got to do it when it's when you're in the balls and you're under pressure. Got to be able to control the which again, you know, it's the only player that's guaranteed to do that is right now is Igor. You know, everybody else is struggling a bit, including myself.
So Mid, Arian takes that second frame by a scoreline of 81-41. We'll be right back with an important third frame. Who's going to get one more to decide the winner? Stand by, everyone. We'll be right back. we're back here with the third frame with Omid Aran taking out Abdul Razak. Important third frame here. As the winner is going to have a 2-1 advantage in these best of 5. Winner needs 3 frames to win the match. It's David Burney in the booth, joined by Darren Taylor.
I think it's good to have a best of 5. You know, best of 3's tough. But at least best of 5, you can get into the match a little bit. But you know, you go 1 down in a best of 3, you're under pressure, right? That's a great pot. See, that's the right shot. Shot to nothing, or shot to, you know, try and get on a bulk colour. And now just, you know, just clip off the green, put the cue ball tight on the bulk cushion. Yeah, I don't like that shot. It's so difficult to get that right. If you clip off the green, you don't put the green to the side cushion, and you make him then. He's got an easy safety shot now. You make him cue off the bulk cushion. It's much harder. You know, you can just play a safety shot. Fair enough, he's hit the blue, but he still had an easy safety shot. I said that to one of the guys. I'm like, you're playing guys in your club, and you're just getting the cue ball into the bulk end of the table, and it's enough. But it's not enough when you're playing a guy who can knock in 60, 70 against you. You've got to play tight safety, so get used to it playing in your club, playing really hard match play safety. Think about where you're putting that cue ball to make it difficult for him. He's missed that wildly. See, as a player, I'd be looking and like, okay, he's just missed that rest shot by about 3 feet. That should give you an indication the next time, if you leave him a rest shot and he misses it again, why not leave the ball in the middle of the table for a rest shot, you know? He's taking that one into the centre pocket if he could go, but anyway. It's understandable, you know, these guys know each other, they want to beat each other, you know, they want to be able to qualify. It's understandable the misses. But right now, pink and black aren't really available unless pink goes to the centre pocket, the right-hand centre pocket. So, although on these tables the black is available, you know, it's going to be easy to get it back on its spot. Tables are generous. As you can see, pink does go into the right-hand centre pocket. It's not on it. So, green. Always one of the things that I speak about, especially when I'm in the academy, is like, look, ask yourself what that pot gives you. What's the natural angle that it, you know, don't try and take, you know, especially with that green there, he rolls it in. Where's the cue ball going naturally? So if he hits it harder, it's going to come off the side cushion, off the bulk cushion, back to the middle of the table. But he played it gingerly, you know, he played it with caution in mind. This red looks like it goes to the centre pocket. Does the pink go into the corner pocket? It does. So an opportunity here. Can finish on green or pink. There you go. Now, just a little, just the red to the right, to the left of the pink. If he just plays a tiny little nudge cannon into that, he's going to finish perfect on this, the other red into the center, into the corner pocket. So it just needs to play a little cannon, little soft cannon. Not okay. No need for that. No need for why hit it so hard. And again, if you're watching this for the first time, these are the kind of things that are really, really important. Looks like he's got a plan that goes into the corner pocket here. Just a little soft cannon. When you're playing somebody, these are the things you got to watch for. He's like, well, he's just played that shot completely wrong. It's just required a little soft touch, and he's hit it like an elephant. And again here, just got to be careful that white doesn't spring back off this, because it can do. He's played it well. Left himself to pink. So, no reds really go in this pack, so he's going to have to disturb some. Not now, but he can just screw back and leave himself this shot. Played it well.
It's true. It seems like some of the more newer players, feel like to get good action on the cue ball, you have to really hit it hard. But that's really not the case. It's the cue action.
Yeah. Again, you watch Igor play, and the way he strokes the ball and gets more action than anybody does. So they're the important things. If you're going to work, you've got to work on an action that is repetitive, an action that holds up under pressure. I've no idea why he's going for this red, by the way. He can screw into these reds and hold the pink. Again, I played these guys. They go for that shot to the corner pocket. And I always think, if you're playing in practice, why not play like you're playing in a match? Don't play in practice differently than you would do in a match. If you're going to attack the game in a practice, attack the game in a match. If you're going to play tough match play in practice. Kind of strange.
So does your father still play?
Yeah, he's got a table at home. I think this is one of those games that keeps you mentally active, like chess, for example. He doesn't have any practice partners, that's the only thing.
For those that don't know, Darren's father was the great David Taylor, the Silver Fox. How high did he get up in the rankings?
He got to number 7.
Number 7? In the world, that is.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good feat.
Getting the blue on the spot wouldn't be a bad thing here, bad idea here, if he can reach that. With black being tied up now. I'm not going to reach it from there. Just get the blue back on its spot. Because he's got to get the rest out. So question for everybody watching this stream, he's bridging over the green to pop the pink into the corner. Which one's more difficult? They're both just as difficult. Is it green or blue? You can pot the green with the, blue or pink. You pot the blue with the rest or the pink with the rest. For me, blue with the rest is probably marginally easier than the pink with the rest.
It seems like that green was just a little annoyance on that pink. There really wasn't.
Green was in the way. The blue, no problem. You could put the rest on the table. So this match is one of those that could just go either way. That's a solid pot, good positional shot. Now he's in. But I would rather him come around the table, come back, and look at where he wants his cue ball. But instead he's getting the rest out. He hasn't come back to look at where he wants the cue ball, to get the red, to be able to again get on the colour. And my favourite would be, come back a couple of inches, the second red next to the black, screw that in, disturb the black, open up the table. Well, he's played for it, so let's see if he now plays this shot. We can screw into this this red, and providing he doesn't hit that red full ball, he can hit it half ball off the cushion. He can push the black down the rail and develop the black. So let's see if he does it. He's not. He's going to follow through, I think, with the pink. Yeah, wrong shot for me. Wrong shot. You know, break building is an art.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't make a 60 break by accident. You know what you're doing. You might make a 40 break by accident, but not a 60, 70 break. You know what you're doing if you're making 60, 70 breaks. And it is an art form. And it has to be studied. You know, people say, I always say people watch snooker. You might have the snooker on, but you're actually watching what's happening. You're actually analysing and saying, well, what would I do in that situation on every shot? You know, and be honest with yourself.
And know your abilities. Some people might say, well,
both these guys are capable of controlling the cue ball and potting balls. But I don't think they're mastering that they're studying the art of break building. Wouldn't be a bad idea to free the black up here. Just push it down the rail. I would have pushed it down a little bit more than that, make it available. But you know, you've got some decent players here. You'll see some, as was in the seniors event, we saw a lot of 100 breaks, a lot of decent sized breaks. Capable players, and I think we'll see. We got 64 players in this tournament.
correct.
So we're going to see some good sized breaks.
Yeah, the top two of each group will move on to 32-player knockout phase. That will start Friday afternoon.
Oh, the knockout starts on Friday afternoon. So the knockout must finish. The round robin must finish Friday morning, is it?
I think the last batch of matches are at Friday. It might be at noon or 2.
Right, and then knockout starts in the afternoon. Then that makes sense.
You can always find out all that information at cloudsnooker.com. It's cloudsnooker.com. There's a live scoring tab where you can find out where all your favorite players are. You can track the status of Darren Taylor as he bids for a 2-year card.
Can you imagine me on tour? Have they got wheelchair access? I'll say it before David Brock says it.
Yeah, I haven't seen our good friend David Brock tune into the stream of the past few days.
He's sorting out his horses at the moment. He's got two, we call Shire horses, Clydesdales.
That's right, he is a fancy pony boy.
He's a pony boy. Yeah, he's posh. I think he's filing their teeth down. I'm being serious. Oh, it's just overrun. Yeah, take cloths are slick. Big opportunity that was with the balls the way they are. Pot the blue. Just pot it. You should be on a red. Don't need to worry about position. Oh God, you gotta give it some. That's. If I was playing him, I'd be like, okay, the guy's not confident at all.
Well,
You know,
DB is here. He's just being a little quiet.
Well, quiet is good for him.
He's got 2 horses called Claude and Jack, so I've got to mention the horses on the live stream. I know it sounds petty, but these are the tiny little things. He had an opportunity to just nail him on the cushion and get him really tight on the cushion there, just to make queuing that little bit harder. They're the little things that are so important in snooker. Now, see how he can dig down? You get him tight on the cushion, you can't play this shot. Doesn't matter that he's not potted it, you gave him an opportunity to do it, you know. Pink's run safe-ish, it's still pottable where it is. So somebody's got to start potting some balls here. Starting to get a bit messy. The red that's closer to the blue spot, higher up the table, I think that's the right shot, because you're probably going to cannon into... Yeah, he's going to play behind the black instead, so irrelevant. Ah. Well, if you're going to play behind the black, you could have... I don't understand why you would go for a double, but not go for a pot that's straight into the pocket, but you would go for a double. I don't understand that concept at all. As you can see, both of them have got good techniques, good cue actions. You know, they can both. It's just under pressure you do strange things. So, opportunity. If he doesn't like screwing back for the black, which I think is the right shot, but just cue this one well, screw back for the black, make sure you don't leave yourself near the side cushion. It's okay. And again, natural angle here could finish on the red into the center pocket over onto the right hand cushion. Just roll this in. Really, it's a natural angle to just finish over the side cushion. So here's the problem. Now he's thinking about the position. He was just focused on potting a ball. But while he's down on the shot, he's like thinking, oh, where's the cue ball going? Do that beforehand. Work out where your cue ball's going. Take a little bit more time. Then get down and play the shot and just focus on the pot. Hit it way too hard. No need for that. Didn't need to do that. Natural angle to just run off the side cushion, off the top cushion, side cushion, leave the red into the center pocket. You know, I play Bahadur quite a lot in Arizona Snooker Academy, and he's one of those players who more than capable of potting any ball on the table, pots some great balls, but when he's in amongst the balls, misses and loses position quickly. And it's just about studying the game and just making the pot easier, trying to leave yourself an easy angle. But now now all the balls are now in the bulk end because of all the misses, and now it's a messy table. This one's going to go back up into the bulk end. Now it's a messy table. He has left the thing cut into the center pocket, so just pot the ball. Don't worry about position. You can't worry about position. Just pot the ball and hopefully finish on the brown into the corner pocket or something. Make sure of the pot. That's it. Missed everything. But he's got the pink, which I think he should take on. His opponent's not going to do it. Not going to clear the table from here.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we see more often that some players don't size up the table and just take a look at it. And
Take a
like
look.
the run out is relatively impossible here.
The Q action went all over the place there. He didn't need to screw it back. It was a natural angle to just go forward, side off the bolt cushion, and play the two reds into the center pocket. But pressure, and his Q action went to pieces. And that's what you got to watch for when you're playing somebody. Is like, what happens to their Q action when they're under pressure. That means you're putting them under pressure, which means you're doing your job. Again, played a pot, shot to nothing there. No real benefit in that, but anyway. Have you noticed they're down on the shot? I mean, before I've even worked out what to do, they've already played the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't worked out what to do yet. What the best shot is. They're already playing the shot, so I don't know how much snooker they watch, but that's not what professional players do. Good pot. Is he on a collar? First glance, no.
And
Bridging over the ball for the blue, maybe.
it's a thin blue.
It's a very thin blue.
Tough bridge hand, as you'll see. He's on the fingertips here.
Yeah, easy to put a bit of unwanted side on the ball. Yeah, and that's what happened. So now he's got an opportunity. Wait, work out what you're going to do. 2 or 3 shots. Calm yourself down. Think about it.
Yeah, we see it a lot of times. Some players make an incredible shot, and the adrenaline starts pumping, and they don't take the time to take another lap around the table.
Correct.
Just to settle the nerves.
Correct.
But
You know, he's got an opportunity here, hasn't he? Just to drop this brown in.
And be
He's
on the
coming
red.
to look at the potting angle. But he's playing the pink, which moves away from the ball, away from the red, which I don't understand. Yeah. And he hasn't really left him, so again, it's just playing shot to nothing or something. I don't know what it is. Well, he's got no choice. The red's over the pocket, and he can't see it, so he has to play the pot. He has to play the pot. There isn't a safety shot here, for my money. At worst case scenario, he's knocked the red away from the pocket, so there you go. So everything's safe. Pink's covering the pocket.
It's a tough game with 6 pockets. Now they only have 5 available.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the whole game's moved up into the bulk end of the table. We can cut this back. He's going to be on the pink. Doesn't need to do anything. He's choosing to play it left-handed. He's not played the shot. Again, there was huge benefit in trying to cut that in because it's the only red you can leave. Cue ball's going to come off 4 cushions up, you know, near the pink.
And you as a player, are you sensing this sometimes if you're it seems like both players are struggling a little bit out there. Are you feeling when your opponent is struggling you might take on a more low percentage pot shot for you?
Me, no. What I would do is put more pressure on them because they're going to create more chances for you and then just take the opportunities. I would just make it even harder for them. I feel that, you know, I always say that once you've got somebody down on the floor, put your foot on their neck and keep them there. And as brutal as that sounds, I mean, that's the difference between winning and losing. You fight for every scrap. Because the other side of it is, when you next play that player, he's going to remember that. And he's going to say, I hated playing you last time, and I don't look forward to this time. So now you've got an advantage next time you play him. If you go for shots that you shouldn't and give him too many opportunities, you might get some confidence up and pots a few balls, and be like, oh, next time I play him, oh, I got chances last time. He's got to remember this is a horrible experience. I don't think I was born this way, I'm not sure. Maybe I was.
David Brock, want to chime in on that?
Yeah. Look, you know, it doesn't matter if you're friends. Your job's to win snooker matches. If you're playing snooker, that's what you got to do.
Do you think your military training taught you that?
Well, I mean, what I learned in sports, I used to obviously a lot of different sports. I used to do a lot of endurance sports, and you know, you fight for every single bit you can, every single scrap in any sport. You know, it's all the tiny things that you do make all the difference.
Now, I know you're a movie buff, so you're kind of online with Al Pacino's great speech in Any Given Sunday, where they fight and claw for every inch.
Yes, and that is a great speech, and it's true in any sport, not just, you know, American football. Sorry, I'm going to get killed now. Yeah, it's true in any sport. You know, you've got it's the small things that you do, and it's the small things that Tiger Woods. I posted something about Tiger Woods. He said, you know, the things you do today may not even materialize. Those small things that you do today may not even materialize until 5 years time. You know, but it's the person that's willing to do that stuff, that hard work, that slight change. You know, it's the person who's willing to do that is going to be the guy who ends up successful.
Well, Abdul's got a bit of fortune there. He's missed the pink, but he's snookered Omid on the green.
Yeah, it's a fair comment from David Brock there. It's you know, when it just shows you you know, in most major tournaments you've got British players at the top level in the final stages of every single tournament, because the standard's so high. It's going to be the same in China. Standard's so high. Please don't put this back. That's crazy. He's got an opportunity to pot a red. Why would you not pot it? That's crazy.
And I think that goes back to you thinking, looking at the table. Sure, there might be another easy 4 points, but you could be making even more points when you're at the table.
Correct. It's like you're just using the misrule in the wrong way. You're getting an opportunity to pot a ball. He's given you an opportunity to pot a ball. Why are you arguing now over a snooker? You know, he literally left it up for you, easy. It's kind of annoying.
That correct was sounded like a great David Taylor impersonation.
Really? I've got to cut that out. But yeah, as David says, you know, he's put, these guys don't play great players all the time. They're playing tough players in the UK. Their standard would improve because you're going to get punished every single time. You know, you look at Igor winning this tournament, the seniors tournament. When you got down to the quarterfinals, in my opinion, everybody was of a good standard. But he was the favourite still to win it. But everybody was a good player. You play in a pro-am at Leeds Northern Snooker Centre, See, there you go. He's got out of the snooker. Now he's left you a half chance at a red, cutting back. But yeah, you know, you play at Northern Snooker Centre, win the Pro-Am, and you win $500, you know, £500. But that's a memorable win, because that's difficult to win. You've got every single, pretty much, I mean, you've got really tough players in those tournaments.
Yeah, I do remember hearing the story of once this gentleman by the name of Ian Doyle asked Steve Davis to come up to Scotland, and he had this young little boy in his stable that was starting to play, and he wanted Steve Davis just to thrash this kid, and Steve did beat this kid 10-2, 10-1. That gentleman was Stephen Hendry. You see what happens there.
Well, there's another side to that story is Ian Doyle thought he'd made a mistake because he just got thrashed constantly. But until Hendry popped his head around his office door and said, I just learned how to beat him. Now, a kid of that age, and I saw him play in the flesh in practice, about a kid of that age, to have that level of maturity and that level of tenacity is just a rare thing. You look at Igor's standard. Igor is the best player in Pan America. He can't make it on tour. And there's so many players that are out there that haven't been successful on tour who are great players. So it just shows you when Ronnie wins the World Championship 7 times, Hendry wins the World Championship 7 times, all those, he's still right up there in terms of tournament wins, with only being in the business for a decade, which is incredible, by the way. When they went down to 6 tournaments, now there's 30 plus tournaments. But it just shows you how great these players actually are. You can't, you know, not taking anything away from Igor or any other good player on tour, but this is it's just, there's different, just not just different levels, it's beyond different levels.
Well, Ali Alissaid won the 2022 Pan Am Open Championship, and he got that 2-year card. Went over, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to be successful on any match. Didn't have a match win.
Yeah, it just shows you what level you're at. Yeah, you can win in Pan America, but you know, when you're talking about a pro level, even guys that nobody's ever heard of. Yeah, you play 2 years and don't win a match. I mean, I'm sure he's disappointed with that. I mean, fair play to him. He went and had a go, but it probably opened his eyes up to what the standard's really like. You know, I haven't spoken to him about it, but I'm assuming that's the case.
At least, you know, in the Americas, people are getting that opportunity to go over as much as they, you know, might get a walloping.
And that's great. Yeah, I mean, they're getting the opportunity. There's one chance to turn pro. You know, out of the whole of Pan America, there's only one opportunity, and that's by winning this tournament. But then you've got to say to yourself, okay, what's next? You win the tournament, great. You've won Pan America, great. You're now a pro. Now you've got to go through what's the hard slog, the real tough side of it. You know, you've got to go out there and win matches, otherwise you're going to get relegated after 2 years. And I can't imagine psychologically what that can do to somebody.
So just 7 points in this third frame, and 27 on the table.
Great pot. Great pot. Cued it well. Stunned it for whatever reason. If he tops it in, he could get on the green, but got to play a safety shot now. Oh, he's played a good shot there. That's difficult to control. Played a very good shot. Again, brown's available, blue's available. If you miss it, if he misses it and gives you a chance at the green, you've got to take it.
And I think he's putting too much side on this ball. No, he's not. Good hit. Pushed it safe, played it in a confident way. Played very well indeed. He just done this around the cushion. Try and put a bit of right hand side on the cue ball and he pushed the. There you go, played it alright. There you go. Got it safe. Cue ball and then top cushion. Bottom cushion, should I say. Green head top cushion. It's just hard to get safe. Difficult to not put this over a pocket, actually. He's lucky with the. He's made it a little bit more difficult with that kiss on the black. Otherwise, it would have gone over the pocket. I think he's got to go for this. Safety shot's just as hard as the pot. Yeah. It's another lesson for people playing snooker. If the safety shot is harder, just as hard as the pot, go for the pot. You might as well.
It seems like we just
double
eclipsed.
kiss, but he's left it.
Just eclipsed about 2 hours of match time. It's been a little bit of a slog as our
This
first
is
match.
2 hours of match time for 2 frames. Almost 3 frames. Wow.
True. Fabino was playing in our earlier match, and he had his match done and dusted, and he had to play 4 frames because a player had pulled out. And in that case, if there's only groups of 3, they're playing best of 7 matches.
Right.
Fabino whitewashed his opponent 4-0, but pretty much was done with 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah. This is possible into the middle pocket, believe it or not, on these tables, but I don't think it's wise to go for it. Just flip off. See again. Just leave it closer to that bolt cushion. Just don't pay enough attention to that. Leaving it close to the bolt cushion. You can just leave this. I don't know what he's done there. That was a bad shot. I had an opportunity to just leave the green behind the black spot. Cue ball back into the other end of the table, just hit it way too thick. Got a chance to pot the green here. Come back up for the brown. Natural angle where he is. Don't think about anything other than the pot really. It's really a plain ball shot just above centre. See how the cue ball comes back up from the brown naturally. I think he's got the snooky now. No. So I wouldn't be getting the black out if I was either player. Neither player needs the black. That's one of the things, is I would just making sure you don't disturb the black. Or the blue really. You know, just not just yet, because the blue's very potable. Yeah, if I'm going to give any advice to somebody, it's like, develop a cue action that holds up under pressure. Don't just develop, think about your cue action. Does it hold up under pressure? Are you moving on the shot? Are you twisting your grip as you go around? Is your elbow sticking out? Are you moving your head? Oh, thank you. All of these little things. So importantly, staying still on the shot. If you watch Igor, he stays absolutely rock solid on the shot, cues through the ball. Solid. So important to develop that. If necessary, put yourself on video. Nice. Like you say, key frame, right? They're both nothing in it. 29 to 33. Brown, blue, and pink.
Yep, winner gets one frame closer to victory.
I think they're putting too much pressure on it. Even if you did lose the match, you know, you can still qualify by winning the other matches. So just don't put too much pressure on yourself. Rounds down, so
At 33, 33, 18 on the
this
table.
is difficult to get safe. It's very difficult to get safe. I favour just trying to play this down to towards the black pocket a little bit harder, and then it can come back up. Not that hard. No, he's left it. He's left an opportunity here. Fair enough, it requires good queuing, but he's left an opportunity to pop pink and black, and sorry, blue and pink. Now what's going to happen now? So pink's even more possible, nicely in the middle of the table. Just run the. Don't worry about the cue ball here. Just push the blue over to the bulk cushion, tight on the bulk cushion. Don't think about snookering him. You know, you get the snooker fine, but just push the blue safe. So you're worried about the snooker, you see. Don't worry about the cue ball. He's left the pot on here. You can cut this in. Doesn't need to worry. The cue ball's naturally going to come around to the pink into the centre pocket, or up and down the table. Oh, there you go. Don't disturb the black. Don't disturb the black. Big mistake. Hasn't left the blue, so he's been fortunate there. But if you pot the blue, your opponent still needs the black. Again, his shot here is to leave the cue ball near the green pocket, stun the blue round so that you get the snooker on the black. Cue ball, see, a bit harder, and you bring in that, you're getting that snooker. Might have got the snooker at the semi, half ball maybe. Now, this is going to be a chance. Slim chance, but a chance. Nothing to do with the cue ball. Natural angle, just pot it. It's not going to be quite playing the safety shot. Just giving the advantage to your opponent there. Could have played a much more telling safety shot if you're going to play safe. Yeah. See, down on the shot straight away. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, okay, what am I going to play here? What's going to be the best?
It's a good result there with the snooker.
It's a good result, but I think he just played to get the safety shot. I don't think he actually played the snooker. This could go anywhere.
What's your
Very
biggest
very
advice
tough
to these guys would probably be think about it a bit more. Feeling they're rushing into the shot a
I
bit too
think
much.
they're rushing. They're just getting down and just hitting the ball. You know, there's no thought process going into it. Which they're probably used to. You know, in fairness to them, in their defence, they're not playing in the Pan American Championships. This is the first time they've probably played in it. The standard's good. They're not playing competition, hard competitions against people. You know, we grown up playing in England. We grew up playing league snooker, and you get some really good players from the leagues. You know, got a shout out to Jeff Olds, who sadly passed away. Myself and Dave played on his team. Me, Jeff, and Dave, and Anthony Cutler. And you know, if you make a mistake when you're playing with Jeff, he'll berate you for that. You know, for the rest of the night. You know, like, why'd you play that? You know, it's tough, hard match play league snooker. You know, it's but he's a sad loss. Jeff, he's a great guy. Our thoughts go out to Neil Folds and his family.
Yeah, when we were talking to Simon Barker, great table fitter from Sheffield, and he's telling me all about all the leagues around that neighborhood.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's, you know, hundreds of people in the leagues, and probably half of them can make a century just
Yeah.
like that.
It makes you tougher, right? And we have the benefit of that. These guys don't have the benefit of these hard leagues. You know, this could be the end of this frame here. This is gonna, because this could go very wrong. He's surely not going to try and get in. You can't get in between the black and the pocket for sure. It's not possible. He's got to play off the bolt cushion with a ton of side, ton of right hand side. It's the only way. Swerve it. He's got that. And as he left, it's oh, he's been lucky to push the black safe. Mind you, only need pink. Just pink required. So this is frame ball. Go 2-1 ahead. Oh, chance missed. Everybody makes mistakes. It's just trying to narrow that down. You know, it's trying to.
Sure, we do see a lot in these tournaments. You know, you guys
Sorry,
said
he's got to be careful here because he can disturb the black if he doesn't pot it, and he has potted it, so he now goes 2-1 ahead. And that's the end. That's the end, right?
that should be it. Gonna just put his cue down and start to
Don't know why
set
he
up the
played
fourth
black,
frame.
but anyway.
We don't know what those two players are doing, but we know they're going to be coming back for a fourth frame. Abdul
Sure.
Razak needs to dig in and force us into a decider, or will Omid Arian take it 3 frames to 1. We'll see what happens when we come back with the fourth frame. And welcome back, everybody. Our featured TV table match here in the 2025 Pan American Open Snooker Championships. It's David Burney in the booth. I'm joined alongside Darren Taylor. Let's see what can happen in this fourth frame. It's kind of been a slog of a match, Darren.
Yeah. You know, as I keep saying, both players are capable. That's a great pot. That just shows you what they're capable of. Now you got to, before you play the black, you got to make an assessment of this table. And he's getting down straight away, and I'm like thinking, right, how are you going to put together, take these 4 or 5 reds, or you know, there's reds available here. You know, what are you going to do to be able to make him? And he's already screwed up the position for me, because now he's got to go up for blue. You see the 2 reds either side of the pack are available before you have to disturb anything. Got to get high-sided on the blue here. But he didn't really pay attention to, and he's gone in off. That's it. And that's just rushing. He just hasn't paid attention to where he wants that cue ball exactly to be able to pot the red, finish on the black, and take those 2 reds. And before you know it, the break's over. There's a big lesson for people watching snooker, or anybody wanting to try and make breaks, is think a few shots ahead. You know, the red's available there. Where do I want the cue ball to make sure I can finish on the black? He could have still finished, don't get me wrong, he could have still finished high side on the blue. But the in-off's there, so you have to make sure you don't go in off. The pocket's there, you know where it's going, you know where the cue ball's going.
But it seemed like as soon as we said nice black, he's already queuing down.
He was down
the red.
Rather than take a walk around the table and watch any professional match. They don't just get down and be like, okay, that red goes. Okay, well, to get those 2 reds, I need to finish this particular part of the table to pot that. And he's, before you know it, he's got another pot here, and he's turning it down, and he's taking the wrong red down. The red down the rail. Kind of a weird thought pattern for me, this match. It's a weird way of thinking. And I think that's what's creating the problem. 2 reds available into this corner pocket, I'm not even thinking about it. Because this one's got no real merit. It's almost like I'm just scared to go for the pot and leave it. Well, neither player's making 40 breaks. What, you know, your opponent's not knocking in all over the place. What are you afraid of? There's nothing to be afraid of, just go for it.
Sure, there might be that fear at the first frame because you're not sure of what your opponent is, but now that the frame has got some time in there.
Classic example there, he played the shot to be able to screw back into the ball rather than play for the ball. You know, it's just almost, you've got nothing to fear but fear itself.
Very nice quote. Sorry?
Wasn't Franklin Roosevelt?
I believe so. He might have said that. I do know.
So Franklin Roosevelt, Darren Taylor.
Yeah. Prime Minister candidate in Canada, passed away, Jack Layton, did once say that. The only thing to fear is fear itself.
It's a famous quote, but that's exactly what these guys are playing in fear, rather than actually playing the game. Again, the safety shot's just as hard as the pot, so why not go for the pot?
It's interesting. I've always thought, you know, obviously there is some very accomplished players in this tournament, yourself included. But sometimes I feel like some of these players on the lower side, why don't you open up those reds? You know, it can be very fearful putting a break together. Sometimes when these guys, maybe their high run is 50 in practice, and when you get into new territory, you start to get a little nervy.
Yeah, for sure. If your high run's 50, if your high break is 50, then it's unlikely that you're going to start making 50. If your high break is 50 in practice, you're not going to be making 50s in the match. Neither of them want to try and do anything. It's scary. Neither of them want to try and do anything here.
Well, thanks for tuning in, Mr. Brock. He's bidding us adieu. As he says, he's off to watch the X-Files. So I guess he's living in the past, but he does call it Darren's childhood home movies. Well, the truth is out there.
Yeah. It just shows you how messy a game can go then, when both players start missing, both players are not afraid to do something, black's not available, pink's not available, blue's not available, you know, yellow's in a slightly awkward position. So now it's just already going to be, black's available now, great, but it's going to be, you know, a slog. Get that black on its spot, put a red, get that black on its spot, the reds are all perfect, so the game can change. You've got the ability to change the game. You know, when in snooker terms, when you've got 15 reds on the table, I always say like that first 40, 50 points is the most difficult. Once the reds start to open up, it becomes easier. So, you know, if you were to let somebody in at the beginning of the frame, he's still got a challenge on his hands. And he might well leave you in. Good pot. Now come on, don't roll up behind the ball, please pot it. In fairness, the next red's difficult, but yeah, I think he's just going to roll up behind the brown. Again, a bit of a loose shot really. Left an opportunity to clip off a red, I think. I think you can see a red, you could have gotten tight up behind the brown and made it really difficult for him. But he hasn't. That's very, very poor. Easy shot to get tight up behind the brown, left himself a clip off the red. You've got to be disappointed with that. Yeah. Very poor. Now your opponent's played a good safety shot against you. I think you can see this red above the black spot maybe, or he's got a pot. At least he's taken a pot. Good shot. Now, pot the black. Red goes into the centre pocket. So we can choose to play a cannon. Just make sure the pot on the black. I think he's got it, has he? He has. Cannon didn't work out. Play a touch firmer, but the main thing is he potted black. Now we see he has to play safe, there's no choice. You've got to play a safety shot. Well, it matters that he's touching the ball. Unless he's going to play two cushions. Where's he going with this? Again, don't really see the point of that. Could have clipped off the red, the other red to the left in the bolt. Now you've given the advantage to your opponent. I really don't see the point.
They do sometimes say it's a funny game, but I don't think it has to be this funny.
Look, the snooker gods, okay? So, classic example. Played a port, could have played another shot. Now, your opponent's now in, with the balls open, and he's on the black. You just gave a massive advantage to your opponent. Why so hard? I ask myself. Just a little stun up for the red, 3 reds. So far pretty good. This is a tricky pot, can get back on the black here. Yeah, just stabbed at that one, didn't stroke it at all. Again, if you're watching these guys and then watching, you know, somebody like
Darren Taylor.
Eagle, so, you know, again, staying still, stroking the ball, you know, that's what I try and do. I'm not saying I pot the ball all the time, but at least I try to cue the ball properly. That's really important. You know, that stabby action is never going to work in snooker. Again, he didn't need to be side cushion here. He needed to, he could just stun up into the what I call quarter table, halfway between the halfway line and the side cushion. Left himself queuing off the cushion, just made the pot more difficult. Should still pot it. There you go. But again, that's the result. Now you know where. Might be on the black. Maybe. If you can just see that. If you can just see it, he's got to go for it. Now turning it down. Oh, what a shot that is. When you play a shot like that, you've got to now capitalise. What a shot that was. Now you've got to play this shot now. There's only one shot to play. You can screw. It's got enough angle, I think, to be able to screw this black into the pocket and disturb these reds and pinks. You've got to play it low, very low on the cue ball. Yeah, just wait. It's a good lesson here. Just hit it so hard that he didn't allow the screw to take. Had to be softer to allow that screw to grip. So because he played it so hard, the cue ball's not able to grip the cloth, and it goes around the outside. Play it softer, longer backswing and softer, and easily hit those reds and pinks. Or one pink. Reds and pink, should I say. Yeah, it was a big mistake. Just panic, almost. Just didn't need to hit it that hard. Just any contact with those reds, and he should have been on a red. We would have been lucky not to.
Because we are correct that you do some coaching down there in Arizona, correct?
Yeah, yeah. As and when I can. I mean, I help everybody out as much as I possibly can. You know, I wish I had more time to do it. But I am building a room as well with a snooker table, and going to be doing some coaching from there as well. So, because I am passionate about it. If I can help somebody, you know, go from a basic player up to 50-60 break standard, then great. They're enjoying the game much more.
Oh, you want to come up to Vancouver?
Yeah, I'll come up to Vancouver. Those 3 reds are key to this frame. Both players, nothing in it. You know, it just shows you both these players are the same standard. There's nobody going to run away with this right now. But at 2-1, Omid should be saying, I want to nail this. Goes 2-all, you'll see the pressure start to pile. I appreciate that these guys aren't of the standard that most people want to watch, but in actual fact you can learn a lot as a beginner watching these kind of games. That's a good safety shot. It's got him in trouble here.
True, as you've alluded more often than not, these guys are just not taking the time. You know, they
Yeah.
make a pot and then they're right on to the next pot before you know it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a difficult safety shot actually. For that reason there. Now, there was a way, you see, you've got to ask yourself the question, is there a way I can play this shot without disturbing all the other balls and opening them up? And now he's left his opponent with a chance to win. Well, that's just pressure. He's seen the winning line there. He's seen the winning line. Chance to win frame of match, and he's seen that. When you get into this situation, most importantly, you know what? Pop one ball, get on another ball. The balls are all open. Just pop one ball, get on another ball. Don't need to think 2 or 3 shots ahead, particularly because the ball's open. And again, why so hard? I ask myself. Really bullet those in. Well, he's on the yellow. Red over the pocket. He can just stun this in. He's not going. Yellow's going to go on the pocket, and he's looking at playing a snooker. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. It's not even a snooker. That does not make sense to me at all. Had a chance to pot a yellow and a chance to gain some points. Might regret that. Well, this red down the rail's potable. Definitely 100% he should be going for this. In our club in Arizona, this is a very, very, very tough shot. But here, this is very, very potable. There you go. Flies in. Now, pink, natural angle. Run off the cushion, red into the side pocket. Don't have to hit it hard, just roll it in. Top spin. And he's aiming bottom, which is not good. For whatever reason, he's still going to be on the red. He's got a shot, but again, didn't play the natural angle. There's a natural angle to get on the red. Strange. Again, got to go for it. This again made more difficult. Good view of his cue action here, so you'll see just watching the grip, and you'll see how much he didn't actually follow through. He hit it, and then the arm went all over the place. You know, this is the importance of developing a cue action, grooving it in, hours and hours and hours and hours. Oh, just missed that. We'll be disappointed. Wasn't a gimme pink, but again, now left an opportunity. The green goes into the green pocket, so it's all open. Again, didn't use a natural angle to try and get on the pink. It was a natural angle. Got on the black though. You can pot this and finish on the red into the left hand side pocket. Just run it through. It's natural angle. Top spin off the bolt cushion. See how he hesitated there? He's thinking about what to do while he's on the shot. If there's anything, piece of advice I can give, play the game standing up. You know, play the game, work out what you're going to do before you get down to play it. Then you can just focus on the pot. There's nothing else you can give you. You've 100% concentration. You're not going to get 100% of the balls you go for, but at least you can give it 100% concentration, give it a chance.
Correct. If you're not comfortable, there's no rule that once you're down on the shot, you have to stay down. You can get up, recompose yourself.
Absolutely. And you know what? It doesn't matter how long you played for. I did it the other day, down on the shot, should have got up, telling myself to get up, and like, no, you're okay. Sure enough, stayed down on the shot, missed the pot. So, it doesn't matter how many years you've been playing, you'll still do it, just don't, these guys are doing it almost on every shot. I'm not saying get up, get down, get up, get down. I'm just saying that take your time before you get down. Make sure you're exactly doing what you want what you want to do. Otherwise, you're thinking about too many different things.
Yeah, they say it's a thinking person's game, but you don't want to think too much.
Right, you want it to become natural, but you still got it. You know, you wouldn't play a chess move without looking at your options. What are your options? What can I do? Oh, it's a cracking pot. He's just going to snooker himself, or is he come behind? He's just going to snooker himself. It was a great pot. I prefer to hit this hard and try and get. That's a good shot. Nothing wrong with that at all. They're difficult to get safe, those. But you could be in trouble here. Cue ball behind brown and green. Oh, went the other way.
Yeah, almost a good mantra for these guys. Just go for it in the beginning and just get to the colors with a chance.
Right. Yeah. But that was an opportunity to just stun behind the brown and green. An easy opportunity. If he pots this, he's not going to get on the green anyway. Again, I'm trying to think now what to do. And he's already playing the shot, and I'm thinking, what's the best safety shot I can pull out here? Granted, that's not bad. Yeah.
Were you thinking that? I was thinking more blue, maybe.
I was thinking maybe side to side with the blue, using the blue, because using the black and the blue, personally, but it was kind of more guaranteed. So, green's now available. Again, here, cue ball, yellow behind the brown, cue ball behind the blue is what I would try and play for. And if you'd stand there and think about it and look at this end of the table, how do I get there? You know, cue ball behind the green now. It's almost like quitting on the shot. There's cue action. Do you feel that? You know, it's like it's almost a deceleration on the shot. But they're both lifting their heads. And again, that's just, even if you just did that, just, you know, if you're a beginner, keeping that head still, you know, and just smoothly going through the shot, drawing the cue action, drawing the cue back slowly, and going through smoothly.
Yeah, just get a mate at the club while you're down on the shot, grab a cue off the rack and just put that cue on top of your head. Make sure it doesn't come up.
Good opportunity here. In actual fact, if he hits it hard, you know, he can come off 4 cushions up behind the green and put the green into the other pocket. Or play it this way, it's not bad at all, it's another option. Played it well. So this is his chance now to win the match.
Almost seems like maybe they're just Playing not to lose.
Trying not to lose rather than trying to win. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, trying not to lose. It's exactly what they're trying to do. So, needs pink. This ball. And just, for me, just pot the blue and play a safety shot on the pink, because he's not going to try and disturb the pink off that blue. Pot the brown, pot the blue, put the pressure on your opponent, because he's going to need pink and black.
Yeah, I haven't seen many snooker players win a frame and match while sitting in their chair. You know,
No.
as you say, get the blue. At least you're at the table. You
At
have
least
control.
you're at the table, yeah. Play the safety. Just think about the safety. That should be his plan now. He should have a plan. And that's absolutely awful. Had an opportunity to get there, but, you know, play the safety shot off the blue. Again, just think about it before you play it. How are you going to play it in such a way? He's flirting with the pocket. He could have gone in off. You know, he just got down and played it. Didn't really think, where do I want the cue ball? Where do I want the object ball? I favour the thin contact of this. Yeah. I favour the thin contact. It was an easy way to get the object ball safe. That's what you want to do, get the object ball safe. Forget about the cue ball. You get the cue ball safe, fine, but get the object ball safe, most important. And he hasn't done it here. He's left the pot and potentially an angle to get this pink off the side cushion. But the problem is he needs a touch of right hand side to do it. You've got to play it. Oh, he played left hand side.
Do you think their percentages, as they know their percentages of certain shots, maybe that's why they're fusing some that we...
I mean, the pot's straightforward. I mean, you might as well put a touch aside. The object ball's close to the pocket, so you might as well put a touch aside on. If not, I mean, I don't know why he's put the opposite. He's played it the opposite. He's played it with screw. Maybe that's not used to playing with above centre of the cue ball. The other side of this is that sometimes it's a problem he's left this over the middle pocket, I think. Oh, it's just come down. The other side is that I think sometimes they watch TV and screw shots look very glamorous. There's lots of people, you know, it's lots of screw and stuff. And I get that, but you've got to learn how to do everything with that cue ball.
I think Ronnie O'Sullivan made a great point once. He's like, there's a lot of people, they do see that deep screw, fancy, pulling it back. There's cushions. Many cushions on the table. Use those.
Use the cushions, yeah, use the cushions. On that shot, I favoured hitting the bolt cushion, up behind the bolt cushion, hitting the blue down, keep the cue ball there. Again, he's tried to play a safety shot and left the middle pocket. Not saying it's easy, but if he does, he's going to be on the pink and a shot at winning the match. So if he pots this, okay, I give up. I don't know why you would not even take the pot on, and he's gone in off. Why would you not try and pot the ball? Why?
Yeah, the pink is very safe, so...
Why would you not try and pot the ball? He's got a chance. Now his opponent's going to do it. If he plays safe off this, I give up. Just pot the ball. Didn't need to do this. Didn't need to do this. He had the cue ball in hand. He could have just rolled it in and left himself an opportunity to pot the pink down the rail. If Mead loses this frame, I think he'll lose the match.
Does need pink and black for frame and match.
Pink and black, yeah.
Gone in off. He's gone in off. Now he needs a snooker. Wow. He's going to be. This could really drive him nuts. He's got to, again, going back to a good lesson here. It looks like he's going to lose this frame. You've got to regroup. You've got to put it to the back of your mind. There's nothing you can do about it. You've got to get in with the next one. You can't let it affect the next shot, the next frame. He's just going to roll the pink over the pocket. He's just going to keep putting it in or over the pocket. Stranger things have happened. He could get a snooker. Going straight into this. So he's got a chance now. Not easy these, believe it or not. Across the net of the table. Yeah, not always easy playing off the cushion. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's an easy pot," but it isn't always easy.
I don't think there's an easy shot on a snooker table. Everything takes care.
Yeah, it does. Don't treat anything as easy, really. You know. But he's sold it now. That's it. So he's not going to miss this one. Don't hit it hard. See, again, inexperience there. Just roll it in. You risk the in off into the corner pocket by playing it that way.
Well, unfortunately, it didn't go off, and he's put us
He's
into
very
a
lucky.
decider.
You
So
know, he didn't think about that.
we'll step aside and be right back to see who can take this match between Ahmed Arian and Abdul Razik, as frame 5 will be coming right up. And welcome back, everybody. Frame 5, deciding frame here. So there has been a grind. There's been some great analysts over here by Darren Taylor. Sometimes you have to be a little brutally honest with some of these players because they have faltered on some strange shot choices.
Yeah, I think I think you've hit the nail on the head there. It's the shot selection, the shot choices. Going for, not going for a pot when you should be, playing safe when you shouldn't, that kind of thing. So,
Yeah,
just some very
odd. And pressure can make you do ridiculous things. We all know that.
Yeah, some shots obviously in foul and miss situations, they just haven't even thought about it, but automatically putting their opponent back in.
Yeah, the foul and the miss situation is like there to give you, if you played a decent shot, your opponent's missed. Why put him back if you've got an opportunity to pot some balls? You might not get that opportunity again. Oh, that's a good pot. That's a good pot. Now, what are you going to do? There's 2 reds available here. This is where the shot selection comes in. What's going to be the best opportunity? Sometimes I feel it's like I want to choose the easiest pot, regardless of whether it's the best shot. If you roll, he's taking the right red in my opinion, because you can just roll this through and finish on the black. But you just got to softly roll it through. It's a bit too hard. He's still on the black. In actual fact, now he's okay because he can actually play this with his. The only reason why I said it was too hard is he brought the snooker into play. Now I favour not holding for these balls and coming around the 2 cushions for the red to nearest the black, above the black there. Oh, he was able to. No, he wasn't able to. Oh, he was able to hold a little bit, I suppose. It was an opportunity. It was a chance of snookering yourself and finishing too high on the red there. But he's all right. It's good.
Sometimes there's that philosophy of just maybe taking just a slightly difficult red over the easier red, because that enables you to continue the break.
Yeah, and he's done that. He's walked around the table. He's looked at both options. He's like, this is the best option, and it is. Oh no, pressure. Hit it thick. You can always tell when somebody's under pressure, they'll hit it thick. But that was an easy red to pot. Knew he had a chance of making some points here. Not always easy to get on the black after that. He's played a good shot there. Now I favour playing into the pack. You're going to be on this red. Hitting the right hand of the 2 reds. And he hasn't taken that opportunity. I don't understand this. Now he's on nothing. Going to the pack off that ball all day long. He's capable of doing it. I know it because I've played him. So I know what he's capable of. And now, giving your opponent another opportunity. You've got to attack this game. You know, you've got to, if you're capable of doing it, you've got to play it. So, I like I said to you, I favour Abdul now. He's lost that frame and he felt he shouldn't. I favour Abdul in this match now. He's gone favourite to win. But, missed an easy ball. Pressure's showing now. We're going to see a lot of missed pots in this frame, let's put it that way. Red over the centre pocket is favourite. For sure. You can come round the table. Hopefully finish on a collar. Just got to... Yeah. This could be a long, long night. I think he's going to pot this one, but I'm not 100% guaranteed. Again, why? Why leave yourself on the bulk cushion and nothing? Leave yourself in the middle of the table. Give yourself a chance at something. But straight down. Nobody's going to make a 20 break here, that's for sure. Okay, now you're back in.
Well, one of them might run the colors when we get there.
Sorry?
One of them might run the colors when we get there.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have a look at that shot that he's just played with the blue, he moved all over the place. You've given I'm not saying you're gonna pot every ball if you stay still. I'm just saying you're giving yourself the best opportunity to pot the ball. But he moved. He was up before the cue ball had even hit the blue. Good example, you watch John Higgins, Sean Murphy, Neil Robertson, and I'm picking those guys out because they stay absolutely rock solid through the shot, all the way through the shot. Even Ronnie moves a bit, even Mark Selby moves a little bit. Oh, he's
And
lucky
Alex
for that
Higgins
not
moved
to
a
go.
lot. Alex Higgins moved a lot.
Alex Higgins moved a lot, but he was an exception to the rule. But you say Alex Higgins moved a lot, he actually didn't, believe it or
Just
not.
the pre.
It was after the shot.
Mhm.
Actually playing the shot, he stayed still. It was as soon as that cue ball left and went towards the pot, then there was a lot of movement. But going through, he cued straight through the ball for that few important inches. But yeah, these guys have got to practice staying still on the shot, if anything at all.
Yeah, some of our viewers might be tuning in and feeling, Darren, you're maybe giving them a little tough time. But if you want to excel in sport, tough love needs to happen.
Yeah, for sure. I don't sugarcoat anything at all when it comes to snooker. You know, you're not going to do anybody any favors. Trust me, I'm just as hard on myself. You know, and I am. You know, it's not good enough. You know, you miss ball. I miss balls against. The reason why I lost against Igor is because I missed opportunities. I had opportunities, definitely, and I screwed them up. But you're not going to get many opportunities against Igor. He's not going to give you many opportunities. But so if you're getting 2 chances and you're not taking them, you deserve to lose.
Yes, that's what we see. If you get that opportunity, you really have to capitalize on it.
Absolutely, and I got good chances. You know, Igor's a better player than I am. Fact, absolute fact. That doesn't mean he's going to win. He's going to guaranteed to win. You're capable of beating him. You know I'm capable of beating him. But not if you don't score. You can forget about it. So you've only got yourself to blame. So yeah, I'm just as hard on myself as I am with other people. I was saying I was playing Zia yesterday. I said, you got to improve your safety. You're trying to get the cue ball up in the bulk end rather than coming around and looking at how I can prevent that guy from making a, you know, coming back with a better safety shot. Come round and have a look. Take a look. Where can I put it to make it really difficult for him? Don't be just content with that. You know, it's up in the bulk end. That's fine.
It's good for the beginning stages when you get into the game, but when you're playing in a prestigious championship like this, you want to get your cue ball tight to that bulk cushion.
And I don't care who you're playing. It doesn't matter. This is in. This is in if it's got the legs. No, it hasn't. So he's got to get this red ball away from the green pocket, so he's got to play the plan. He has to play the plan. If he plays it right, he can play it in such a way as he can stun. I think it's the wrong shot for me, because there's no real reward here. I think it's the wrong shot. No, I think he's left it, has he? Or he hasn't. I think he could have got that plan. You know, I mean, it is a game of logic. You've got to think about it that way. It is just a game of applying logic to it. Like that shot, it was the same shot. If you play the cannon, play the plant, the red onto the red, it's the same result. You're not going to leave anything. You know, or chances are you're not going to leave anything. It's the same result as if you, with the shot he played, but he ended up leaving a red into the centre pocket. The guy missed it.
Don't know why I didn't elect for the pink in the right middle. Float down for that red one
Yeah.
in the top left corner.
Sometimes, I mean, I think you've almost got to stand away from the table and try and look down on the whole table rather than just seeing what's in front of you, you know. What's the bigger picture? It's a big mistake. Huge. Huge mistake. Just left a nice little easy dolly little shot. And it's thinner than it's going to go in, so just play it soft though. Why not? Why bring the cue ball all the way to the bulk end? Bring it to the middle of the table. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Just bring it into the middle of the table. Fair enough, he's got the brown. But you could have got pink and black. Pink and blue, sorry. Again, what are you going to do now to guarantee being on a red? Well, he is on a red. But again, he could have brought that cue ball down towards the pink spot and made it easier. Yes, he can pot the red, but it's a little bit more of a stretch. You know, how can you... Again, that's why I love watching John Higgins. John Higgins, out of so many different plays, just makes it look so much easier. He really does. His cue ball control is great. It just makes the game look easy. Because it takes the pressure off, right? He's perfect on the blue. So now, here again, have a think. How can I finish off? Going between the green and brown. Touch of right hand side. And just come somewhere down this right hand side of the table. Just needs a touch of right hand side. And again, weird. Played left hand side. On nothing. On nothing. I say he's on nothing, he's on the red into the corner pocket, but if you are going to play that, play it firmer.
Just a little annoyance of the blue there in his eye line.
Oh, he's proved me wrong, which is good. Now he's got the shot. Now he doesn't need to do anything with this. I think this is the wrong shot to play. I think blue's the shot to play, but anyway. Because you've got to screw this back and get it absolutely perfect to be on a red. Playing the blue is a natural angle to go in between the green and brown and finish on one of these two reds. So I think that was a mistake. Sometimes you can become blinkered. You've got these blinkers on. I'm going for the black. That's what I'm going to do. You know.
Not going to be happy with that result.
Yeah. He's under pressure here because he knows he get pots red and a high value colour. Just roll it in. Yeah. Pink. Or brown. Or green. He's got options. Depends what's going to feel that he's going to get onto the next red. I would have preferred the green myself, but I think he's played it well. If it stops, yeah, he's got a red into the centre pocket. Slightly hampered by the pink. But I think he should be potting this. as I said to you, I think now the pressure was so much on me for losing that frame. Abdul went favourite, but still plenty of points on the table. 51 points on the table. You've got to bring a redder off the rail and try and get behind a colour. So, yeah, he's been lucky. Cannon on that green, he would have left it into the middle pocket, so he's alright. You just push this cue ball to the side cushion and come up behind the brown. Sorry, you put the red ball to the side cushion, just really gently, super gently. Oh, he could cut it in. Oh, I couldn't see the potting angle. It looked too tight to me, but good. You didn't see the. Sometimes you can't see the potting angle.
Yes,
So
the best
now,
view is for a player down on the shot. The player that's down on the shot has the best
best
view
view.
of the shot.
Yeah, he's got the best view. Yeah.
We try and get all the angles covered here, but still there are some
He's
tough
going
shots that we can't see.
Oh, it's close. Good effort. But just clawing his way step by step. You know, obviously he's got to go for this red. Now, let's see if there's any movement on his body here. Yeah, see the head's up before his head's actually up before he's hit the shot on the backswing. So that's something he's got to work on. Yeah, his head was coming up before on the backswing, wasn't it?
Definitely.
Again, when you're playing somebody, these are the things weaknesses you got to look out for. You know, it shows. You know, you can tell what somebody's feeling. But another opportunity here. So this is an opportunity now to be able to score enough points to win this match. Just pot the red. You're going to be on a choice of colours. Doesn't need to hit it hard. Hit it too hard, really. But he's okay. Has he snookered himself on the blue? Has he held himself up? Has he snookered himself? I can't actually see. I think he's okay. So, red, roll off, pink, yellow. Just finish on the pink. He's playing on the blue. Okay, fair enough. Now, make sure of the blue. You're going to be on the yellow. Don't need to worry about that. Just make sure of the blue. Oh no. No, that's pressure. That's pressure. I had to make sure of that blue.
Well, 26 in it and 27 on the table.
That was the shot. That was the shot.
Abdul Razak ahead. Was trailing 2-1. Pulled out
I mean,
a big
he's got a
fourth
second
frame.
crack now. He's got to try and do something here. Oh, that's not the right shot. Why not leave it on the right hand side of the table? Now you're coming across the ball. Yeah, that was he's got a snooker. He's got a snooker behind the black. Wow. And he doesn't need a snooker. So this could be a misrule. This could change the game. If he doesn't hit this. He should hit it. Think he'd hit it. Pay attention to where the cue ball is. No, he's missed it. Pay attention to where the cue ball is. He's going to move the brown. It's irrelevant, but you can put the brown back. He's definitely going to put it back. There's no two ways about that. Now, where's the cue ball? Nope, it wasn't there. Really important when you're playing the misrule, pay it before you play the shot. Make sure you know exactly where it was. Take some reference points. You know.
Well, we do allow the players to put a mark. They can put a coin down or make a
Yeah,
little
do that.
mark with their chalk.
It's really important for you because then you can play the same shot. But he's putting way too much side spin on the ball. Now he's hit it. But he has left a chance at a pot, and the brown's in open play, so it's a natural angle to finish on the brown into the yellow pocket. Green into the green pocket, brown into the yellow pocket, blue into the centre pocket. It's all there. It's whether or not he can take it. Yeah, moved on the shot. Just too much pressure. Good, easy chance of a snooker here. Up behind the brown or black.
Try just a little shorter pace.
Yeah. Again, down on the shot before. I'm looking at it thinking, what would I do? What would I do? End of the day, he's played a good shot, but was there a better option?
That's what Cliff Thorburn always thought.
You've got to look for what are your options. There's not just one option usually. Oh, look at that! And he's left it. He's left it. This game of inches. It goes in. Game over. I don't fancy him for this. Yeah, I didn't fancy him for that at all. He's just under too much pressure and he's left this over the middle pocket.
Yeah, and talking with Cliff.
Yeah, he's going to be upset with himself.
Cliff has said he always knew the shot to take, but he just walked around the table just seeing if there was another option.
Yeah, this is end of match now. Still wants to see this brown go down. Yep, that's it.
Now those pockets are going to open up and look like buckets.
Yeah.
When you have the frame at your mercy.
Now, even though he's won the frame, really important, don't let this cue ball go travelling around the table. His opponent's probably going to play on because it's an important match for him. So, he can still get a snooker. Nothing's beyond the realms of possibility. Not like that, though. That was a chance, but... Now, just roll the blue over the pocket. Don't let the cue ball travel around the table. No. Roll the blue over the pocket. Make your opponent pot it. Because he needs snookers right now. Why not roll the blue over the pocket? I wouldn't be trying to cut this in. Definitely not. Cue ball travels around the table. Yeah. See how I was leaving the cue ball to travel around? It's flicked it into the center, into the corner pocket, so that's game over anyway. It's irrelevant.
And there's the handshakes
again,
there.
Don't let the cue ball travel around the table when your opponent needs snookers. Okay, well,
Abdul Razak takes that match 3 frames to 2. It was interesting to say the least, but Darren Taylor, thank you very much for coming into the booth and providing some expert advice. I hope
My pleasure.
everybody was listening. I sure was. I appreciate that. And do pay a visit to us again. And we're going to step aside for a few short moments and set up another match here at the 2025 Pan American